directly there to help out.
For the ignorant amongst us, what exactly is phone banking? I mean, what do you do exactly?
You're calling people, it depends on what list of people you're getting,
Okay.
but right now they're really shooting for those undecided. Don't ask me how they figure out that these people on this phone list are undecided, but you're dialing through, some are long numbers, some are, you're reaching folks and you've got training, and they train you there, you've got a script, and you're talking through and trying to get them to pledge to vote no.
So we're talking to people on traditional phone lines, as opposed to youngsters on.
Not always.
Okay, good.
Not always. It depends on, one thing that we're doing more of, and there's a whole new, I don't even really know, it's called random digit dialing. Anybody know anything about it? Okay, good, we're on the same boat. But it is a new technology designed that has the capacity to capture the cell phone numbers, because cell phone numbers belong to a lot of the newer voters. A lot of new voters are going to be coming out to vote also in November. And so the campaign is sort of hep to the fact that we have got to make sure that we are getting the right undecided universe and drilling down. So that's all, that technology is all well in place. And I will say with the phone banking, it's not everyone's favorite thing to do. People have this sort of initial reaction, I don't want to talk to strangers about this kind of stuff. But let me just be clear. The phone banking is a proven way to move. In California, probably 2% of the electorate. We are on track to talk to 250,000 undecided voters. Let me just be clear. That is like, we say in the campaign, Michael Phelps' fingernail. That could be the difference between winning and losing on November 4th. And it could really be that much of that kind of a swing. And as you talk to these people, that voter contact is what moves them from undecided to a no. This kind of conversation. Because even if you had conversations every day with 20 people, and please do, from the dry cleaner to the person you're buying socks from or anybody else where you get your latte, we need to up that by 10,000 volunteers, which we've got, reaching before November 4th, 250,000 voters. And that's what the phone banking does. And it really could make the difference in the election.
And it's a good one. Oh, Rich, go ahead.
Has there been any kind of like an online chat space set up targeted toward college students and whatnot, where they could get on and just watch a conversation thread go through about it, and having trained people scheduled to be on there at any given time to guide conversations and whatnot?
That is a cool thing. People with too much time on their hands. There is a whole, we're talking to the Facebook people and the YouTube people and the MySpace people and the So You Say people. I mean, there's like lots of different folks that are connecting to our technology guru who has come to volunteer. And then we talked to some of the guys at Google yesterday who also are like, hey man, we could totally take care of your viral presence. Although they didn't say it quite that way, but you know what I mean. I imagine that they would say it that way. And so that is all, and there definitely is a huge campus organizing piece that's being done, and we're putting the mayor out on the road to talk to campuses because he is like a rock star on campuses up and down the state. So there is a big campus outreach, and the viral piece is a little slow to come up just because they're finally back at school, and so we've been a little bit behind the curve. But I imagine that some component of what they're doing will have that.
And it is working, because I got an email from a woman in Sonoma who saw on the Bar Association's Facebook page about doing house parties. And it was right about the time you all were getting the kit together, and within a couple days I could email her back with the link with all the information. And so it's getting out there. It's really great.
And that makes me very happy. I'm feeling not so bad about the 15 million number.
Yeah, and I work at Ruth the Razor, and I work under Kelly. Anyways, she sent me the link, and I'm now hosting a bar night, which you guys know about. Come please next Thursday night. I already raised $600 through companies just donating to be on the e-bike. I was like, hey, if you want to get on this e-bike, can I give you $100? So I got 2 companies to do that, and then now the bar's going to get 25% of the
involving alcohol is likely to be more effective fundraising, so that's great.
Okay, so, how are we doing on time?
We're great.
Okay, so if we can just take a few moments to, if you want to brainstorm about ideas or questions about how to take this information and put it into action, or there are things you're concerned about or ideas that you have that we haven't had a chance to talk about.
Can I ask just one logistical question? Has the choice of the Crazy Woman Paper changed your strategy? Because it's now gonna bring some more folks out of the woodwork who we didn't necessarily anticipate. We sort of anticipated them staying on the sideline.
Yeah, it's a good question. It cuts both ways. There are two ways it cuts that could hurt us. One is more crazy people turn out because of her, and more folks who are no voters. And if it really puts McCain in the game, she's able to sort of carry him along, which I say agree. If she's able to, get him, if this bounce continues, and he's actually really competitive as November gets close, I'm afraid it's going to suppress our side. Because people are going to know, Obama's going to carry California unless the entire world, melts and devolves into the abyss. But, so it could make new voters, especially first-time voters, feel like, well, what's the point? He's ahead, he's going to win. And so we're in the middle of assessing. So, and I hate to bring back to the same thing again. So what that means is more money, because there are probably more ads that we're going to have to spend in more locations where we think some of those folks might be, that we need to either find them, micro-target them, and make sure they turn out anyway, and do some micro-targeted stuff directly at them, whether it's through mail or ads. Or we just have to, up the urgency by picking other markets in which we do stuff. 54 days is a very long time, and the National Enquirer is digging stories on her, and the latest thing is that her son is addicted to OxyContin, and that's why he's sent off to the military. So I'm thinking, not that I want any more misfortune to befall her family, but this is like how there could be some stuff there that, the bloom could be off the rose here, and we're just keeping our fingers crossed that it at least starts to be somewhat more of an equal playing field around, let's talk about the issues and let's not have this be cult of personality, because it's that thing we know captures people's imagination. But 54 days is an eternity, and we know how fast momentum can shift, and I think but it is something that we in the campaign around the Prop 8 thing are taking into account and figuring we're going to have to monitor and maybe spend some more money in places we thought we might not need to.